The War Council chamber aboard the Krathos Vengeance gleamed with obsidian walls and crimson lighting. Commander Leo of Earth's diplomatic corps stood at attention, his standard-issue uniform seeming almost comically plain compared to the ornate battle armor surrounding him. Beside him, Dr. Elsa Kovic, xenanthropologist and Earth's foremost expert on Krathos culture, clutched her datapad with white knuckles. War Master Thexlar towered before them, his forearms crossed in what their brief stated was either contemplation or barely restrained fury. The Krathos were 7 feet of scaled muscle, evolved predators from a high-gravity world where everything wanted to kill you. They'd conquered 42 star systems through sheer martial prowess. Now they wanted to conquer Earth. "You dare come before this council," Thexlar rumbled, his translator rendering his words in deep, threatening bass, "and claim humanity deserves a place among warrior species? You who have no claws, no natural armor, no venom." Leo opened his mouth, but Elsa touched his arm gently. She'd studied the Krathos for 3 years. She knew what they respected. "War Master," she said, stepping forward, "before we discuss terms, would you honor us by showing your blade collection? We've heard stories of Krathos craftsmanship across the galaxy." The chamber fell silent. Several Krathos warriors shifted uncomfortably. One didn't simply ask to see a War Master's personal armory. It was considered either a challenge or an insult. But Thexlar's eyes gleamed. Pride won over protocol. "Very well, human. Perhaps before we conquer your world, you should see what true weapons look like." He led them through corridors that hummed with power, past training chambers where young Krathos practiced with plasma lances and gravity hammers. Finally, they entered his personal quarters, and Thexlar gestured grandly to the wall display. 20 blades hung in perfect symmetry, each illuminated by individual spotlights. The Krathos warriors who'd followed them murmured appreciatively. "Behold," Thexlar proclaimed, "the finest edges in known space. Each has tasted enemy blood. Each has taken honorable lives in combat." He pointed to each weapon reverently. This curved blade, the Kelthor, designed to pierce between armor plates. This serrated nightmare, the Shrachna, tears flesh as it withdraws. This thin stiletto, the Veshik, slips between ribs to find the heart. Leo remained diplomatically silent, his expression neutral. But Elsa leaned closer, studying each blade with genuine interest. She pulled out her datapad, making notes, occasionally nodding. "And this?" Thexlar continued, lifting a wicked blade with a slightly curved edge and a pointed tip. "Is my personal favorite, the Dracosh, the warrior's fang, perfectly balanced for both cutting and thrusting. It has ended 17 duels. No warrior in the sector carries a finer." "That's a chef's knife," Elsa said. The chamber froze. "What?" Thexlar's translator barely conveyed his confusion. Elsa pointed at the Dracosh. "That's a chef's knife. 8-inch blade, full tang construction, slight curve for the rocking motion. We use them to chop vegetables." She moved along the wall. "And that Kelthor? That's a boning knife. We use it to separate meat from bone in food preparation. The Shrachna is a serrated bread knife. The Veshik is a paring knife for detailed work on fruits." She pulled up images on her datapad, showing each knife's counterpart in Earth kitchens. "This one," she tapped another blade, "filleting knife. This one, santoku. That's a cleaver. That's a utility knife." She walked the entire length of the collection. "War Master Thexlar, this isn't a weapon collection. This is a knife block. We keep these in our food preparation areas." The silence was deafening. A junior warrior made a strangled sound. "Impossible," Thexlar snarled. "These are forged for war." "For killing?" "Yes, they can certainly do that," Elsa agreed calmly. "But we designed them to kill animals we intended to eat, to process food. Humans use these every single day. Billions of us just to make dinner." She pulled up more images. Chefs working in restaurants, home kitchens with magnetic knife strips, cooking shows, grandmothers teaching children proper knife technique. "That curved blade you love? The chef's knife? On Earth, children as young as 8 learn to use it safely. We give them as wedding gifts. We have entire stores, massive buildings dedicated just to selling these." Leo finally found his voice. "War Master, every human home has at least 5 of these. I have 12 in my apartment. You live with 12 weapons." "Kitchen tools," Elsa corrected. "Though yes, I suppose in a pinch," she shrugged. "War Master, you have to understand something about humanity. We don't have claws or armor or venom because we didn't need them. We made tools. We made blades so effective that we've carried variations of these designs for over 5,000 years. She zoomed in on a chef working with impressive speed, the blade moving in a blur as it reduced a vegetable to perfect cubes in seconds. We made these for food preparation, and they're so sharp, so well designed, that we could perform surgery with them if needed. Or yes, combat. But we don't call them weapons because we have actual weapons, War Master. These are just utensils. Thexler stared at his collection, his pride, his trophies, with new eyes. The plasma lances in your training halls, Leo added carefully. Very impressive. Cutting-edge military technology. We use similar plasma cutters in construction, for demolition, for sculpting metal. They're industrial tools we adapted for warfare, not the other way around. Elsa brought up another image, a human kitchen, warm and inviting, where a family cooked together. Every person holding a blade from Thexelar's weapon collection. This is what you need to understand about humanity, she said softly. We're not warriors who learned to cook. We're survivors who learned everything is a tool. Every tool can be a weapon. Every weapon can be a tool. We see no distinction because we've never needed one. She met Thexelar's eyes directly. You've conquered 42 systems with your warrior culture. That's admirable. But humans? We conquered our entire planet not with the best weapons but with the best tools. We turned those tools into weapons when necessary, then went right back to making dinner with them. Another warrior spoke up, voice shaking. Are you saying your entire species carries weapons daily, as routine? We carry tools, Leo corrected. Some of us carry actual weapons too, but that's a whole different conversation. Thexelar slowly rehung his prized Dracosh, his chef's knife. When he turned back, something had changed in his eyes. Not fear exactly, but recognition. The Council, he said slowly, will need to reconsider our approach to Earth. Wise decision, Elsa said. She smiled and pulled a small folding knife from her pocket. Just a basic Swiss Army knife. Because War Master, this is what I carry every day. It has a blade, scissors, screwdriver, can opener, and tweezers. We give these to children for camping trips. She opened each implement one by one. We're not warriors, War Master Thexlar. We're humans. We're tool makers who learn to survive on a death world by making everything, and I mean everything, multifunctional. Your warrior culture is honorable and strong. But our culture? Our culture assumes everything is both weapon and tool, which means we never stop being dangerous even when we're just making breakfast. The War Council met in emergency session that night. 3 days later, the Krathos Empire opened formal diplomatic relations with Earth. They never did invade. But Thexelar did order a complete Earth kitchen setup for his quarters. He claimed it was to study human warfare tactics. His subordinates noted he'd become a surprisingly good cook.